Welcome back to Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airways of YouTube. Thursday night, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump held their first of two scheduled debates moderated by CNN's Dana Bash and Jake Tapper at CNN Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. During the 90-minute debate, Biden and Trump were asked about the economy, the war in Ukraine, climate change, the border, and election denials, issues most Americans, in polls anyway, say they're most concerned about. And let's not get Roe v. Wade. Those are some of the issues heading into the 2024 election, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a disaster. It was an utter embarrassment.
Now, I do want y'all to understand, Stephen A. don't know a damn thing about politics. As a matter of fact, I believe he knows less than me. He knows less than me when it comes to politics. His job is just to be a personality. Okay, I want y'all to know that. But he also is an extreme liberal. He supports anything on the left. Why? Because it pads his pockets. He is a huge panderer. I want to put that out there. He is a turncoat. He will switch sides as long as it supports him. All right? Just want to put that out there. But I also want y'all to know he's going to say some things that MSNBC taught him to say. CNN taught him to say. His own, the companies that he worked for, ESPN, they taught him to say. All right? But he's also going to be truthful about the president that he supports vehemently because he knows that this dude is not prepared to be the president anymore.
The fact that those two candidates, one that's been indicted and ultimately convicted, who's been impeached twice, the other who's clearly lost his fastball, he's a bit considerably slower than he used to be. No shame in that. He's 81 years of age. We're talking about our president, Joe Biden. But the bottom line is that 2-3 minutes in, he froze. 2-3 minutes in, you were wondering, the panic mode hit because you were wondering whether or not this was going to be Mitch McConnell all over again when he froze during a press conference. It was scary as hell. And the fact that these are the two best candidates that the world has to see for the presidency of the United States might be one of the most embarrassing situations we've ever witnessed as a country. You know, I've been on the record and I've taken a lot of heat saying this, but the Democrats should be ashamed of themselves. It's a national disgrace that since 2016, you didn't have enough of a bullpen and you left folks to depend on Joe Biden. It's an absolute, utter disgrace that he was on that stage last night. Maybe he could sit behind a desk in the Oval Office and he's still sharp enough to make decisions. But clearly in a live format with no delays and no insulation whatsoever, where you stand out there on your own, mano a mano, versus a Donald Trump who, if nothing else, was sharp. I'm not saying he was telling the truth. I'm not saying that he was substantive in everything that came out of his mouth and he was honest and factual and all of that stuff, because we know that is never the case with Donald Trump. The bottom line is he appeared to be pretty sharp, lucid, aware, quick on his feet, etc. And to be quite honest with you, regardless of how disrespectful he appeared at times, I thought he took it light on Trump. I'm sorry, on Biden.
Y'all heard that, right? Okay, Stephen A. has said some things so far that are truthful. He's also said some things that are foolish. We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach. Because the fact that you expected more from Biden, that in and of itself tells us how ridiculous you are, sir. For anybody to have high expectations for Joe Biden going into this debate, you guys are demented. And you can't be trusted. That's all I'm going to say.
I thought he took it light on Biden. It was that damn bad. Now, if you're the Democratic Party, you're going to have some people out there saying it was just one night and there was just one debate. Nah. What if Trump says, I don't need to debate again? And all we have to hold on to is what we witnessed last night. A brain fart within 3 minutes. Mumbling often enough where Donald Trump ended up saying, I don't understand what he said with that last sentence. I don't think he understands what he said. Where the nation is looking at it and you have pundits on both sides of the aisle looking sad and despondent. In Van Jones' case for CNN, he looked like he was about to cry.
And I don't know why, because we have been telling you all this about Joe Biden for a long time. And you all have been lying. Shout out to Karine Jean-Pierre, calling it a cheap fake. We're only showing the bad parts of Joe Biden. And she tried to explain all of the positives. Well, you claim that he fell down, but he didn't fall down. That was just edited in. He didn't turn around and not pay attention. He was paying attention. He was saluting the troops. He was doing this. Come on now. We've been telling you all this. And y'all have been faking like y'all have not seen it, like y'all didn't understand it because that was your guy. You all have been seeing it for years. You all knew that what he represented was not good for the country, and it definitely was not good for the side that you support. But you were capping for this guy for a long daggone time. And just to keep it a buck, you all knew how he would perform or underperform before you even allowed the debate to move forward. Because at that point, you've already made up in your mind that you were going to turn away from him and move toward another candidate. Y'all were already looking at Newsom. Y'all were already looking at Michelle Obama. But they was trying to fake like they wasn't. Nobody was shocked. Van Jones wasn't shocked. All of them tears that he was doing. I love Biden. I love Biden. I can't believe. He can believe. And Cory Booker talking about, I love Joe Biden. When I went to the White House, he was like, man, look at that toilet seat. That's where I take my boo-boos, man. That's where you take your presidential boo-boos, man. And you see that bed? Come on in here. Sit down on that bed. That's what me and Jill Biden think about making love. We only can think about it because I haven't been able to make love to her for years. Why? Because she don't smell young enough for me. Come on, let's keep it a buck. Cory Booker was dancing for nickels. He was shucking and jiving. He was doing what y'all claim black conservatives do, which is cooning. Y'all claim that the black conservatives coon. No, it's the black liberals that be cooning. Anything for, okay, Master, what you gonna give me? What you gonna give me, Master? You gonna give me something else? You gonna give me a program? You gonna put me in the front of the line even though I'm not qualified? You gonna make these? I can go on and on and on and on and on to the break of dawn, but I'm not. Let's continue.
Other pundits were saying, where are the family members? How could you put your dad out there like that? How could you put your husband out there like that? If you're the Democratic Party, how could you put one of your colleagues and your contemporaries out there like that? What the hell is going on? What's going on? He's not what he used to be. Ain't Kamala Harris qualified? Westmore, governor of Maryland. What about him? Gavin Newsom, you gonna still keep saying, you ain't running, you ain't running, you ain't running. Nobody's gonna go to Biden and say, we love you. We appreciate what you've done for this country, your years of service. But please, it's time for you to step aside.
Nobody wants Newsom to run. Nobody wants this country to look like California. And if you do, you are confirming that you can give a damn about this country. If you want this country to look like California, you don't care about America. You might as well take down all your American flags. You're completely done with the Constitution. Kick rocks in your socks. All right? You don't care about this country if you want the rest of this country to look like what Gavin Newsom has created over there on the West Coast. Come on, stop playing, bro.
We just gonna let him go out there like that. We just gonna leave him out hanging like that. You know how desperate that makes you look as a Democratic Party? I can say that. I don't care about people coming after me. I have voted Democrat 99% of the time in my life. The only Republican I ever voted for was Governor Chris Christie in New Jersey.
And that right there is telling. And the fact that you can say that, and look, I said the same thing. And when I say it, I'm not proud of it. But the reason why I was doing it, because I was choosing to be ignorant. I really was. I thought I was doing something for Black people. I thought that Black people were represented better under Democrats for some strange reason, not realizing that our neighborhoods and our communities that we were in were not getting better. We weren't getting more jobs because of it. The Black jobs that everybody tried to, there's going to be more Black jobs. And they tried to hold that against Trump for saying Black jobs. Oh, did y'all hear what he said? He said Black jobs. He said Black jobs. Did y'all hear the Black jobs? What Black jobs? See, I told y'all he racist. He racist. He said Black jobs. What Black jobs he's talking about? He's talking about probably all of the jobs that y'all cry about and always want, because y'all believe that only people that can do something for the Black community are white politicians. And we need only the white politicians that would do something for the Black communities. That's why the first thing you guys say is, what has conservatives done for Black people? What? What they got to do for y'all? Why they got to do something for y'all specifically? Why they got to do something for us specifically? I'm tired of these daggone politicians pandering to Black people. We're just like anybody else. We can get out there and get our own damn jobs. We can create our own. We don't need to be pushed to the front of the line. There are illegals that come over here, and within 5 years, they have established themselves. They have started businesses. They have brought over other family members, and they are living with one another. They are living according to their means. They are now purchasing trucks. They're purchasing tools. You look outside of Home Depot and Lowe's, they are waiting to do work for people. And they're out there by the tens, sometimes by the hundreds, depending on what area you go to. Waiting for work, waiting to hop in somebody's truck and do some daggone work. You know who I never see out there? The Black people that's constantly waiting for, come on, where the Black jobs? Where the Black jobs? Where the Black jobs? But then as soon as Trump says something about some Black jobs, we like, oh, he's talking about Black jobs. Did y'all hear him? He said Black jobs. I told y'all he racist. You can't double speak. Stop begging for Black jobs and then on the other end complain when somebody say that they created more Black jobs for people. Make that make sense. We double speak so daggone much, man. Extremely hypocritical.
That's it. Don't come to me telling me as an American citizen I don't have a right to look at what I saw last night and be incredibly concerned. I understand this isn't the first romp we've seen in the debate. Barack Obama got destroyed in his first debate versus Mitt Romney. And he came back like a winner thereafter. But in the very first debate against Mitt Romney, it should have been a mercy rule inserted. It was that bad. But he's young enough, vibrant enough, intellectually heightened, obviously quick of foot, knowing, substantive, combative, etc., etc. He didn't have Father Time operating against him. There is no shame for Joe Biden. If you're listening, Mr. President, there's no shame in stepping away because you acknowledge you just don't have it anymore. Not on that kind of platform. But that's just me.
Yeah, he ain't got it anymore. He ain't got it anymore to create crime bills that would destroy entire Black communities. You ain't got it no more. We need you to be more racist. That's what we need you to be. More young and more racist. Remember when you used to say things, beautiful things like poor students could be just as successful as white students as long as they put their minds to it. Remember you say things like that? That's what we need. We need you to create bills that will get people arrested for being addicts. but we need them to get the same jail time as a drug seller, as a hustler. That's what we need. We need that Biden back. We need the Biden back that will look into the camera and say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That's what we need back. Where's that Biden? The Biden we love. The Biden that goes to Howard University and gives a commencement speech and tells them black students that you're looking at that the greatest threat to America is white supremacy. And then we need you to go back to Morehouse. We need that Joe Biden that can go and stand in front of hundreds and thousands of black young men who just now toiled and studied all night long so that they can graduate and do great in this country. We need you to stand in front of them and tell them that you have done this in a country that don't love you back. We need you to go and tell them that no matter what you do, you're going to have to work 10 times as hard to be as good as these white people like me. We need the Biden that will say, I don't want black people in school with my white children. I don't want my white children to be in no zoo. That's what we need, that Joe Biden back. Where is that Joe? Is that the Joe you talking about, Stephen A? I cannot believe I voted for that brother. That's what happens with ignorance, guys. That's why we need for you to share these videos, man, because ignorance will have you voting Democrat 99% of the time simply because we believe that, oh man, my friends are on the left. Al Sharpton, he's Democrat. All the people I love and know, they are on the left. So I gotta vote on the left. I gotta vote Democrat. They gotta represent me. They can't be hustling me. They can't be race hustlers. Nah, that's what Stephen A be doing too, man. It's ignorance.